Diawa, Barakadiawa Shai, Barakadiawa, Barakadiawa Shai, Barakadiawa, Barakada, Yahweh Shai. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakudas. That belongs to apostles and elders of Great Stone. Peace and salutation to you, beloved Akim. That is pushing his word in sincerity and truth with humiliation all across the forwards. To you, I salute. This is the brother Zai one back to another lesson to spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, and I want to get into a brief lesson. The simple things are your blessings. The simple things in life are your blessings. You know, and that's a I thought about that's when you listen to the lyrics of Taurus Riley, reggae artist. The simple things in life are your blessings. All right, and sometimes you desire more easy in the flesh, but Yahweh Shem Shai provides us with our needs, all right, our necessities. All right, we have to be grateful. Us as men and you sisters out there, you got to be grateful for whatever situation the Lord have you in. All right, because the simple things are your blessings. You know, yeah, like I say, you in the flesh, sometimes you desire more. You have your wants. All right, sometimes the Lord, you know, He bless, He bless you a little more sometimes, but not to your detriment. All right, okay. When I say not to your detriment, not so much that you could hurt yourself, giving you more than you want. I mean, more than what you need. You know, to basically cause you to you know, turn away from him. You know, because some people when they get wealth, they start to forget about the Lord, but you know. But at the end of the day, the simple things are your blessings. All right. Now I get this precept, Sirach 29. I just like this precept, 29 and 21. The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame. They're the chief thing. All right. You got those. They are blessings, but they blessings. You know, because ain't much people have them. Now I can read this in the GND. It says home and hospitality, right? It's a rock 29, 21 the GND. The necessities. See? Necessities. What's the necessities? Let's find out what necessity is. What's it like here? I think it pulled up. Let's find out what necessity is. An indispensable thing. Alright. Necessities are what? It says necessities are the basic requirements that are essential or indispensable for life, health, or functioning. In economics and daily life, this typically includes absolute survival needs like food, water, and shelter, as well as cultural, divine, essential needed to maintain a minimal, decent standard of living. You see that? So you got these things. The necessities of life are water, food, and clothing, and a home where you can have privacy. They the simple things. They are blessings, coupled with first and foremost wisdom. They are blessings. You know, you can't be ungrateful. You see the Yahweh, you get these, you get a house, you get your own privacy. It's a blessing. They the simple things. You can't be ungrateful to the Lord. Sometimes I feel I ungrateful. And you woman can't be ungrateful also. Because sometimes, you get too comfortable. A lot of you women out there, you get too comfortable, you know, and you start to let certain things get to your head, you know, when you're being in a position so long, But it's the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, even in this truth, He's gonna make it uncomfortable for women in this truth too, not just the men. So you got these things right here, the basic necessities. Be thankful, right? Because there's gonna come a time when these things is gonna get taken away. Then you're gonna really know even these women who really serve the Lord. man and woman. Because these little comforts what you get, sometimes you get too comfortable and the Lord gonna see just how you respond when the time comes. When he get these little comforts and these comforts taken away. Alright, when Esau come down with that great rod. So you gotta appreciate what you get, but you know, like I say, couple first and foremost with wisdom. Yes, but these the basic necessities. Alright, check this out. It says it is better to be poor and live under your own crude roof than to enjoy lavish banquets in other people's home. So you have your own place, but it's a blessing, but you don't gotta live under nobody's roof. You know, it's living around people that's be held, but you gotta take people's shit. You know, you living under your own roof, especially you have a family, that ain't nothing better than that. Check this out. Be happy with what you have. You see that? Be happy. These are simple things are your blessings, you know. Even if it isn't very much, and don't listen to anyone who would insult you. And don't listen to anyone who would insult your home and family. Going from house to house is a miserable way to live. Anywhere you go, you don't dare speak. You welcome the guests, you pour the drinks, and nobody thanks you. Instead, people humiliate you by saying things like, "Stranger, come here and sit at the table. I want you to eat what you got there. Give it here." Use a stranger. Go away, stranger. I've got an important guest. My brother's coming to visit. I need the room. Hey, look here. Hey, my people's coming over. Like how we say in the daytime. Hey, my people's coming over, but they can eat this room. They ain't worrying about you. All right. So these are things, you know, what brothers experience. All right. These are things that brothers experience as 28, being denied hospitality or having a money lender hound you. These are hard things for any sensible person to endure. All right. These hell bait. All right. Living around people. But you got the basic things. Slacky. You got the basic things. Zero. See the tape. You got the basic things. You good. Salakia. I find this under the. Nice and small. I find this under the chair. You see. All right. Yeah. It's the basic things in life is a blessing, but the simple things, these necessities. All right. So whatever situation you're in, be thankful, be content. You know, and the Spirit had me bring this out because, it's a blessing, You know, I went on a short vacation to visit my father on another island. And the island what he on is, you know, the prices is outrageous. You know, that island set up to just accommodate tourists. So the prices is skyrocket. You know, I see me and my wife, we went to this restaurant. We ate. She had 2 tacos. I had one tortilla what they cut in half. I had a fruit punch. Then I had a water, and I think she had a soda, and all that came to $74. Coupled with the gratuity, that's like $99, $100 for those small thing items. I was like, mother flip. I ready to go back home now. You know? So I was like, wow, people complaining on the island where I live, and you know the prices over there is outrageous, bike. You know, everything is expensive. You know, but like I said, I went over there to see my father. You know, and I couldn't wait to get back home, because ain't no place like home, like Dorothy said. Visit of Oz, no place like home. You know, so hey, at the end of the day, hey, you get these necessities of life. Be thankful, but you know, like you in the flesh, you want other things, you desire other things. But if you get these things, be thankful, but let the Lord have a sweet. You know, be thankful. All right, I get another precept. All right, this Philippians 4:11. Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned, and whatsoever state I am, therefore to be content. You got to be content whatever state you in. You know, you woman out there, not just for us men. You woman out there, be content, but you know you desire things, you know you want things, but still trust the Lord and pray about it, and leave everything in the Lord on, and be content whatever situation you in. You know, He knows what you want. He knows what you desire. Just pray about it, leaving the Lord on. Be content in your situation, man. It says content. It says sufficient for oneself, strong enough, or processing enough to need no aid or support, independent or external circumstances, content with one's lot. You see that? One's means, though the slenderest. Content with one's lot, you gotta be content. Self-complacent that is contented. Let me go on to the Strongs. To be strong, to suffice, to be enough, to be satisfied. You see that? To be satisfied. You gotta be satisfied, man. You know? We can't be ungrateful to the Lord. We gotta be satisfied in these last days. But the simple things of life are your blessings. Alright? The simple things. Alright? Let's get us other precepts. This is Sirach 40 and 18. Alright? Because I said, you could have once you have the chief things, but coupled with wisdom at the forefront. Oh yeah. It says to labor and to be content with a man heart is a sweet life. You see that? But he that findeth a treasure is above them both. Alright. Sirach 40 and 18. Let me see what the GNT says. I think the GNT go hard. Let's see what the GNT says. Okay, Sirach 40 and 18. The joys of human life. It says, being independently wealthy or working for a living, both can make life pleasant, but it's better to find a treasure. And what's that treasure? What's that treasure, man? What's that treasure? Okay. Sirach 40 and 18, this is the AI overview, means that while working hard and being content with what you have makes life pleasant, finding a hidden treasure symbolizing divine wisdom or unexpected grace surpasses both. So, you got this truth. And that's all that matters. And I tell my woman, I say, we on this island, we's the only light on the island. Meaning we's the only one what got this truth. You can feel the darkness and dark energy, but you feel it. But so it's a blessing, but what you got, don't take it for granted. I can start myself first. You see? Wisdom surpasses whatever. You see that? So you have the chief things and then you have wisdom, but it's a blessing, but it says contentment and labor, a self-reliant or hard-working person who was happy with their station in life, live sweetly. Alright? Yeah, they content. It says the surpassing gift. Finding a treasure is better than both labor and contentment because it represents unearned abundance and spiritual fulfillment. Alright? The only way we get peace is through Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Alright? That's where you get peace. Everything. Once you have this food, you have everything, boy. So whatever you get, whatever position you in, yeah, baby, be thankful. Alright? Be thankful. Alright, it says, in the broader context of Sirach 40, often found in Catholic and Orthodox Bibles, the author Ben Sira explores the true joys of human life. He ranks worldly things, such as children, a city, and wealth, and continuously elevates the pursuit of spiritual goods, wisdom, and love as far superior to material achievement. So they shit ain't get nothing on wisdom. You get this wisdom, you get everything. Alright? So, you have both. Hey, you have these little certain material stuff. Alright, material stuff. Or let me just say this, you have the necessities coupled with wisdom at the forefront, but it's a blessing, but be thankful. Like I say, in the flesh, sometimes you desire more, you want more, but at the end of the day, but you get this wisdom, but that's a blessing. So don't take it for granted. Whatever situation you sisters in, be thankful also, boy. Be thankful. Because it could be a whole lot worse. That's all you gotta think of. It could be a whole lot worse. Alright? This could be a whole lot worse. Alright? Some of you sisters living so good, better than people in the world. And some of y'all still be damn complaining. No, but I sure in the Lord you ungrateful. because you didn't have to have the truth, and you didn't have to have a mind of the Lord. So you're all in a good position, and some of y'all are still ungrateful. So at the end of the day, be thankful, because the simple things in life you get is a blessing. You get the necessities coupled with wisdom at the forefront. Be thankful. Let the Lord have His way. And force not the course of the river. You desire things, you sisters also, but let the Lord have His way. Trust in Him. But I just want to bring out your spirit and Baba Yabashimashai. Shalom.